Bienvenidos a un episodio más de Cultura Política. Hoy les traemos un regalo, una nueva oportunidad, un bonus episode en el que estaremos conociendo otro país desde una voz autorizada, desde una primera voz. Y como siempre empezamos con una frase, les he traído esta frase para comenzar, y es la siguiente. Nuestro destino nunca es un lugar, sino una nueva forma de ver las cosas. Henry Miller. En este episodio tenemos el grato honor, tenemos una oportunidad única y es contar con la visita de el embajador plenipotenciario de la India, quien se encuentra aquí en Santiago en visita oficial, buscando oportunidades de negocio y sobre todo dando a conocer este tan interesante país que realmente tiene bastante que ofrecer para nosotros, todos los dominicanos. Como siempre, nunca estoy solo aquí en cabina, me acompañan mis compañeros
José Torres,
Emelita Veras,
Joel Tavares.
and Ramu is here with us.
Me, Ramu Abbagani, embajador de la India.
welcome.
nice, welcome.
Nice. Bueno, chicos, es bueno que nuestros espectadores sepan que el embajador entiende el idioma español, por eso vamos a hacer una especie de Spanglish, porque creo que sería bastante descortés de nuestra parte estar hablando en español cuando él no lo entiende, pero él sí lo entiende. Entonces, nada, vamos a tener una conversación orientada hacia conocer este interesante país. Chicos, pueden comenzar con las interrogantes al embajador.
Iniciar dando la bienvenida a todos y todas. Esta semana parece no discutimos la frase inicial, aunque me hubiese gustado que fuera de Mahatma Gandhi o un personaje interesante de la cultura indie. Sin embargo,
impredecible, como siempre.
Sí. Pero it is a huge honor to have you, to welcome you in here. And actually, as the youngest member of the council of the city, it's the double honor for me. So welcome to our space. We created for the young people, for our generation, to talk about politics, economics, and actually diplomacy. So welcome.
You are a diplomat.
Yes,
actually.
yes, I am. So my first question is going to be about the cooperation and collaboration between India and the Dominican Republic. And I want to know if there is some key areas for India in the Dominican Republic.
Before answering the question, can I say something?
Yes, of
course.
course.
Para mí también es un gran honor para asistir en este programa. And I want to congratulate being the youngest member of City Council. And
Yeah.
such a beautiful experience for me to share my ideas with all of you. Through you to many people who are in Santo Domingo, Santiago, the whole Dominican Republic who are seeing this program. So it is a great opportunity for me to convey the vision of India for the whole world and also for the Dominican Republic.
Perfect, welcome. So what are the key areas of cooperation and collaboration between India and the Dominican Republic?
Yeah, first of all, let me say that our relationship started about 25 years ago, 1999. But after that, 2006, Embassy of Dominican Republic in India was opened. So we came much late. In 2022, we came to open embassy. I am the first ambassador.
You're the first. Yeah.
So I'm the first ambassador. So, but it is such a beautiful country to start ambassadorship as a diplomat. So to your question, we have a huge potential. We have about $1 billion trade already between the two countries, which is happening just purely because of businesses like you. There is not much of government support or institutional mechanism. So the trade is very well balanced. The trade balance is more or less same. We export about $500 million. You export $500 million. So only thing is that trade is not very diverse. So the Dominican Republic export include 85%, 90% is gold.
Yeah.
So naturally, when gold export goes down, the exports of Dominican Republic goes down. So that is one thing, but we need to diversify the trade basket. So that is first thing to have a stable trade, and the opportunities we have very diverse opportunities in terms of trade here. Automobiles is the first one, as Mr. Joel Tavares already exploring India with a great vision to engage India. So that is electric mobility is something very important which India can looking for, and also the pharmaceuticals,
Yes.
the pharmaceuticals and the textiles, the garments, the gems and jewelry, the fishery products, electric mobility, lot of products which without limit we have, but the focus would be more on electric mobility, pharmaceutical, high quality pharmaceutical drugs, and of course the home decor and furniture is something which is already doing well. Many of the Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic outlets bring lot of Indian products. So my effort is to reach out to many people so that India could be a quality supplier of these products at a very good cost.
Okay. Before Dominican Republic, you were in Tokyo, right?
Yes, I was in Tokyo 2 times. I was in Thailand. So I was on the eastern side, but
Yes.
I came here for the first time.
So you have a lot of diplomatic experience
Yes,
and
I think
expertise.
any ambassador of India has experience of 20-25 years of diplomacy. So I speak Japanese language.
Nice.
I worked there for 8 years. So it is a big change and a great change. I am learning Spanish. Ahora aprendiendo
Muy bien.
español. Parece muy interesante.
Okay, can we speak in Japanese right now?
No. No.
Déjalo ahí,
Don't go
déjalo
there.
ahí.
I'm okay. Well, to be honest, Dominican Republic might not be the best country to learn Spanish because we actually speak very, very fast.
Yes.
So please be careful and take your time.
No,
We understand.
And you
what
have to be careful because it's different when you talk with somebody from Santiago.
Oh yes.
Than somebody from Santo Domingo, and then somebody from
From
the
the
south
south.
part of the country.
Pedernales?
Yeah, Pedernales.
Definitely, it's completely different.
Okay.
So, well, your country is also very wide, so you have that variety within India. Mr. Ambassador, I have a question regarding your experience. You've said you were in Japan and Thailand, and now you're here in Dominican Republic, which we are a country on our way of development. We're not there yet, but we're not that bad either. What's your perception? You've been here for a year and a half now, around a year and a half. So that means that you already have an idea of what could be the limitations we have as a country that we're trying to develop. But at the same time, we still have those limitations that we need to face. So what do you think it's the limitations we have facing our development?
I think development is just not in terms of money, not
Exactly.
in terms of
Yeah,
economics.
that's right.
Exactly.
I think the idea of this globalization and economic liberalization did not really contribute to the development of world. It helped only few countries.
Yeah.
So the concentration of wealth went to few countries in the world. So that is not the vision of globalization. So India's vision of globalization is to develop the whole world together. So our vision is world is one family.
Yes.
So every action of India in the past, in the present, in the future is to develop the whole world, not develop India at the cost of others. So I don't think that development in terms of monetary development is not the big deal. So if you go to a country like Bhutan, so that they have a gross national happiness,
Exactly.
not a gross national product,
Yes.
not gross domestic product. So it is important to have the development. Of course, everyone needs money, everyone needs health, but it also important to have that balance in life, to have the materialistic development and the personal spiritual development. So I don't see any big issue Dominican Republic is facing. I think they are very happy people. I think you already have a middle size income,
Yes.
$10,000 per capita is a good economy. Of course, one should aspire for more, $20,000, $30,000. I think you are on the right track to do that. So far, I think you are reliant more on tourism, which is already big. There was a recent report that you get 7 million tourists in 1 year,
Yes.
and we are 175 times less than Brazil.
Yeah.
And you get
That
more
was an
tourists.
awesome news.
That is more than Brazil. You get more tourists in Dominican
Incredible.
Republic. So that is a good sign, and you are very centrally located. You are the 6th largest economy in the Latin American region, the largest economy in the Caribbean region, and we have such excellent friendship with the Dominican Republic. We see huge potential for a friendship also.
Amazing.
Well,
Mr. Ambassador, I have a question. How easy can be for young people that are here and see us today to do business with India?
Sorry, how easy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we are distantly located. We do not know much about each other. Otherwise, we are democratic countries, open countries. So our philosophies are same. So that is the biggest positive, because there is a much trust
Yeah.
about India in Dominican public, and same thing with the Dominican public in India. So that big factor we have. Distances are something which can disappear with when you open up our minds. I think most of the distance is stationed in our mind.
Exactly.
So I think once you remove that psychological distance, so traveling 14 hours is not a big issue. You Dominicans are already doing business with faraway countries.
Yeah.
So it is India is much easier to do business, but only that there is not much information about India. I understand that we were not here for a long time. We have a relationship from 1999, but we came here in 2022. So there is lot of work to do. So
Definitely.
as part of this effort, I am reaching out to all the centers of business across the country, including Santiago. But I want to congratulate that you took the initiative to
Thank you.
explore with India. I am sure that you have a good experience.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have. I think it is there is no difficulty, and moreover, we speak English language. All Indians speak English language.
Everywhere speak English.
So
Yes.
that is excellent factor, and the people have, as you said, that we have a lot of respect for Indians. So that is reflected in when you deal with the people. So
Yes.
somebody respects you, your behavior is much more makes comfortable other person. Like you said, Mahatma Gandhi, Bollywood,
yeah.
spirituality. All Indian spiritual organizations are here. So the basic ground is there for doing good business. But only thing is that the missing link of information about India, making connections is missing. So my request is to visit India once, make friendship, understand India, see India. See, today India is the largest democracy in the world. It is the fastest growing economy in the world. It is the most populous country in the world, and it is the 5th largest economy in the world. So India transformed from 11th largest economy in the world in 2014 to 5th largest economy in the world in 2022. So 8 years, India transformed such a big transformation. So that is an example which one should go and witness, and also participate in the Indian fairs, and the embassy is there to help you. We are available 24/7 for anyone looking for information. You can see website, Instagram. I'm open to be available wherever somebody wants. I can meet them. They can come to embassy. So it is very, very easy, but we need to come out of that psychological distance. India is very far. India is not known. So my job is to reduce that gap and also give more information about India.
Okay.
In,
Like we know, the Embassy of India here is kind of recent. Which is the principal keywords of agenda here for the embassy right now?
Principal what?
Principal
Objectives?
objectives.
Yeah, of course, we have a very friendly relationship with the Dominican Republic. So we cannot be away from Dominican Republic. So the first objective is to say that yes, we have a very warm friendship, but we are here for you. That is the first thing we want to convey. The objective is to say that we want to be here. So
Okay.
we were not here, so that is first thing. But we see lot of potential for much more growth in the relationship, especially in terms of trade and investment. Today we have a trade of about 800 million to 1,000 million, so which can grow, which can become double
Yes.
in next 2 to 3 years if we work hard. So by making more connections between the businesses. So I count on Santiago Chambers, and all the chambers of Dominican Republic to look at India and take help of Embassy of India to make connections and come to India.
Mr. Ramu, is possible to you to tell us how many Indians live here in the R? Do you have some stat about it?
Yes, not many Indians because if you see the region, if you go to Jamaica, you find Indians. If you go to Trinidad and Tobago, you can find Indians. You go to Guyana, you find Indians, because they were all English-speaking countries.
Okay.
Ah, okay, that sounds
So
logic.
here the people, naturally we are English-speaking countries, and historically then we were under the colonial rule. Indians were brought to the outside of India for working as a labor.
Okay.
So many people came many years ago, but where the British has influence.
Yeah.
So,
Of course.
so Spanish country being a Dominican Republic, not many people are here.
Mhm.
But I think when we have a new relationship without past connection, like more exchanges, more people will keep coming.
Of course.
So, but as of now, for your question, there are about 150 people. Very small number.
Okay.
Okay, and
The-
in the same line, Mr. Ambassador, you were talking before. Something that you might need to know is that India is part of the G20 and
Definitely.
the BRICS and
Mhm.
other groups, economic groups. And this year you were hosted the G20 as a headquarters of the discussion, the meeting. Can you tell us some of the subjects on the table in the meeting?
Yes, I think that is very valid question, and you know that India being the fifth largest economy is supposed to be in the major groups,
Yes.
course.
including the G20, BRICS, all major economic groups of the world. But as you said, that this year, since January 2023,
Mhm.
we are acting as the chairman of G20. So India's vision for the G20 is not limited to G20 countries. As you know, that G20 countries are the top 20 economies of the world.
Yeah.
But India wanted to also go beyond G20 agenda and include all the countries in the
Mm.
world. So our vision for India's presidency during this G20 2023 is one world, one family, one future.
Amazing.
Una tierra, una familia, un futuro.
In futuro.
Yes.
So that is the vision which summarizes what India is looking for. So to do that, we started with having a virtual summit called Voice of Global South.
Mhm.
Global South, you know, that the
Yeah.
developing countries.
Mhm.
So we organized this international summit in the name of Voice of Global South Summit in January this year. They started our presidency with that one, where 125 countries, developing countries, participated. So including Dominican Republic. So our vision is to really make the world one family. So take everyone's views, take their agenda, their aspirations into the agenda of G20. So on G20 there are many sectors like economy, tourism, health, finance. So these all sectors we are sectorial meetings we are organizing across the country, so that Indians also know about G20 and the participants also know India. So it is very unique the leadership India is giving to G20 this time.
Yes.
Not only spreading the message within India, but also taking that everyone's views into consideration for making agenda for the summit, which will happen in few months from now. I think
Amazing.
September.
Amazing. Mr. Ambassador, I was looking into what India's actions that you as a country have taken towards climate change. And you know there's different factors when it comes to climate change and different actions. And something we resemble is that you have to focus in adaptation and mitigation. Same as us, same as Dominican Republic, we have to adapt to what climate change is it's bringing into consequences to us, and at the same time we have to mitigate the effects. What are the first or the key initiatives that you have taken? I've seen that you're transitioning into solar energy. That's something that we're working on. What are those key initiatives that we could emulate as a country regarding adaptation and mitigation?
Very good question. I think, as I said that when I said mother of democracy, because our traditional ethos values are live with the nature.
Exactly.
So the major religion of India is also that we pray to trees, we pray to rocks, So naturally you live with the nature. So that is our tradition. But at the same time, that of course there is an international commitment on COP, Conference of Parties,
COP, yeah.
COP. So there are commitments to reduce carbon footprint, and also commitment to increase your renewable energies. So which we committed, and we are meticulously following it, that, and we have succeeded. We are rather going ahead of the commitments which we made to ourselves. So India is always, as I said, when we say that the world is one family, we care for the world, so not for the development. As I said, that globalization cannot be just economic development. So that is the problem. So when you focus on economic development, you forget other factors, and then you face all these issues from environment. So in that respect, we also took 2 international initiatives, like International Solar Alliance is India's initiative, where Dominican Republic is also member, to cooperate and use the technologies and transfer the technologies to each other, particularly for the small countries. So that is a big initiative. So I think there are about 100 plus countries are all members. The other initiative is also to deal with the environmental issues, called Coalition for a Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, CDRI. So these 2 initiatives basically to deal with environment issues, but one is to prevent environmental issues, being moderation of your lifestyle, being using the natural resources than the fossil fuels, and the other one is to deal with the environmental issues like calamities. So Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure is something which helps the small island countries, especially like Dominican Republic, which is member of both CDRI and International Solar Alliance. So with these 2 initiatives, India wants to contribute to the mitigation of environmental effects in the world.
Thank you so much.
So, I have a question. What is the key difference for us as an import to import from India than, for example, for our other partner that is the main partner of our country?
Sorry,
what is the difference, for example, for us that you can mention that is best for us to import from India than for example, another country?
Okay.
Another partner, for example, China is our biggest partner right now.
I think, see, always it is important to diversify your basket. As I said, that even with India, you have to diversify the trade basket from gold to other products, because it helps other producers also to have a more business opportunity than only the people dealing with the gold. So similarly, when you have an international trade, it is better to have multiple partners, multiple trade partners. So I think India is a perfect example where it can provide a good quality goods. Quality is certainly more trusted, and with the cheap cost. So I feel that India is the best alternative for the Dominican Republic businessmen to look at.
Is there any trade agreement between?
We don't have as of now, because as I said, that it is a new relationship. But as the trade improves, so there could be a more possibility of trade agreement. But I don't see that is really makes a big difference in our trade. So it is more of information, more of connections between the businesses, and information sharing. That is I think 90% of the issues related to trade can be resolved with this thing, but the small portion could help the trade agreement.
Definitely, and something that we're just starting this relationship. I mean, you guys have been, India has been here for what, a year and a half, so we're just starting that relationship, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of business people that would find the right opportunities to trade with India. And as long as we cooperate together and we bring those not only regular development but also our well-being, there's a lot we can also cooperate within our cultures. And that's something that I would like to close with personally, because I do follow the Indian culture, and I know it's very broad, but at the same time I find it very pure. You always are spreading
Peace.
not just the peace, but it's like a message that we have to respect our environment, we have to respect others, we have to respect the world as a whole. And that's something that as an island, we're living in the tropics, we're surrounded by nature, we also need to copy that. We need to emulate those positive factors. So if possible, could you give us a message to the youth that's growing, that we probably just need to refocus a little bit and we can share that cultural fact and focus?
Yes, I think I thank you first of all for such a warm sentiments for Indian culture. I'm glad that young people like you know about it. I think it is important for me also to spread that Indian culture message, and fortunately that we have a very good presence of Indian culture here. As I mentioned that recently our foreign minister was here, so he inaugurated Mahatma Gandhi statue near in Gaskri. So that is an example, but cultural, a lot of spiritual organizations of India like the El Arte de Vivir, the Art of Living Foundation, Isha Foundation, Swami Narayan Temple. So many organizations have presence that one can go and experience. But it's important also that we feel that the yoga is something, is a great philosophy. It is not just the technique or discipline. Yoga is something I want to speak more about yoga because it helps person. It helps person to be more content, more satisfied, and more focused on the work. So it is a beautiful philosophy which originated in India 3000 years ago.
Yes.
So we, as I mentioned, that when we care for the world, we care for the world by giving the gift of yoga to everyone.
And we're soon celebrating the Yoga International Day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be now in June, and definitely that's something that is being very present here in our country, and that's something we're taking from your culture.
So
besides of that, I know that you have an invitation for us this next Sunday, right?
Yeah, so that's why I want to come to that one. Though the Yoga Day is the 21st of June, but for the convenience of people to participate, we are doing on Sunday, which is 18th.
Perfect.
In 12 cities, including Santiago, at the Parque Central. So I request
This Sunday, right?
This Sunday.
Right.
Parque Central, we are doing in Santo Domingo, in Salon de Independencia and Ministry of the Defense. But yoga is something, is very, very beautiful gift for humanity. We should not neglect. Spend 10 minutes for your own self. Spend 10 minutes. If you don't do postures, you can sit quiet, close your eyes, watch your breath for 10 minutes. That gives you a lot of relaxation and peace of mind from this, that running around for your work, earning money, business. That is important for life, but 10 minutes for your own self is very important. That give you much more success. So you should not think, oh, why should I waste 10 minutes, I can make more money. But you get entangled in that money making business. But money making is like a lamp. When you see the lamp is in the oil, but little bit outside that. If you put completely in the lamp oil, you do not flicker, you do not have a flame. So you have to be in the oil, but at the same little bit outside the oil. So you have to be in the business, but little bit outside the business to have that brightness, that you have growth. So the 10 minutes is very important for everyone.
I'm going to share the invitation with all my team.
All.
Mr. Ambassador, how do you envision the future of the relationship between India and the Dominican Republic?
We see the sky is the limit. We have a bright future. I mentioned some time ago that our trade of $1 billion today could become $2 billion in next 2 to 3 years with the efforts of me going to everyone and the chambers taking interest to do business with India, like Joel Tavares did. So I think it is for the mutual beneficial relationship.
And you know what, Jose, and that's something that the ambassador mentioned before. If you go to a store like Plaza Lama, just to mention, and you buy something for the home, you might see it's
made in India. Yeah.
And that's something I would find in the States, like Marshall, Target, and now I just find it here. I'm gonna say something, you might think I'm lying, but at home I have a portrait that I haven't posted a picture yet, and there's like made in India. So I could see that you guys are growing when it comes to this commercial relationships, and that's also part of exporting the culture. I've also seen a lot of content now in Netflix regarding the Indian culture, and well, before that we had Bollywood. So that has been a great industry to export your culture to people like me that probably had no other connection rather than internet.
But after listening to you, I'm a bit worried because I may lose the job because you may.
They are
No,
making
you
your job.
No. You won't. Definitely.
Well-
we need you here. We need those well-being.
Yeah, but the point is, I also happy to see that HO in La India.
Yes.
HO
H.O.
there.
in India.
Actually, a lot of people don't know that India is one of the biggest manufacturers of the world.
Yes, but you mentioned about Plaza Lama, but you can also say about Illumel. You can also
Illumel.
say the Casa Cuesta.
Casa, yes.
You can also see it National.
Oh, there are a lot of
It's true. I've
economic
seen it.
relationship with our country.
So I want that to come to the Bayonne.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to commit to La Plaza Importadora,
Importadora La Plaza,
We went
yes.
to La Casita.
La Casita. I want
Yeah.
to come to Electric Motors. I want to office. What is office furniture?
Office
shop?
Center.
Office center. So basically, we want the Dominican business to have more options. It is not that just India, but just see that whether India is helping you, it is a beneficial. But come and see at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think
Definitely.
once come and see, then everyone will fall in love with India like you did.
Oh my God. I can't go because I know I would stay. I
Well,
would stay.
Esto fue una grandiosa conversación que estuvimos sosteniendo con el embajador plenipotenciario de la India. It's such an honor for us to have you here. We hope that this opportunity repeats again in the future. Nada, mi gente, queremos que nos sigan en todas nuestras redes sociales como Cultura Política y recuerden que vamos a seguir regalándole contenido y sobre todo dándole herramientas para que ustedes puedan llegar más lejos. Hasta la próxima.